Hello and welcome to your root chakra practice. Find a comfortable cross-legged seat if you like sitting up on a blanket or a cushion to bring your hips a little bit higher than the knees. And let your sits bones start to get really heavy into the ground. Feel both legs resting on the earth. Let your hands rest gently on your thighs or knees and allow the eyes to close whenever you're ready. Sitting up tall through the spine, allowing the shoulders to roll open and relax. The root chakra, or Muladhara, lives at the base of the spine. It's connected to the legs, feet, and the element of earth. This is the chakra of grounding, stability, safety, and home. In our modern lives, we spend so much time in chairs, literally lifted away from the ground, so this is an opportunity to come back down and to remember what it's like to be supported by the earth. Feel the weight of your seat and the weight of your legs. Today's practice will focus on strong, steady standing postures, holding them a little bit longer so that you can really feel your inner sense of strength and stability. Know that this flow is meant to help you trust your foundation and to remember that you are supported, safe, and at home in your body, no matter where you are. From your seat, keeping the legs crossed, bring the hands down to the floor beside you or maybe on a couple of blocks. Spread the fingers and root through the palms into the earth. Let your sits bones be heavy for a moment and feel the connection of hands and seat. On an inhale, press up through the hands and see if you can lift your seat, maybe your feet off the floor. Exhale, gently lower back down. Inhale, press and lift again. Maybe it's just a hover, that's perfect. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, press the earth away, lift the seat and the feet perhaps. Exhale, lower to the ground. Slowly make your way onto all fours into tabletop pose. Wrists directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath hips. Spread your fingers wide, pressing through the palms. Tops of the feet pressing into the mat. On an inhale, drop the belly, cow pose. Exhale, round through the spine like a Halloween cat. Tuck the tailbone, let the head drop. Inhale, soften the belly, arch through the back. Exhale, round through. And take a few more rounds of cat-cow here, maybe throwing in some hip circles if that feels good. And really just focusing on feeling the 4-point base. 2 hands, 2 knees, and the tops of the feet rooted into the ground. One long line of energy from crown to tail. And when you're ready, walk the hands forward, tuck the toes, send the hips up high and back, downward facing dog. And maybe start by bending the knees a little bit, pedaling through the knees. Maybe bending the knees and sending the chest toward the thighs. And straightening the knees again. Feel your hands rooted through all 10 fingers. The balls of your feet rooted into the ground. Heels do not have to touch. Let the head and neck relax. Take a nice big inhale and a long exhale. On an inhale, glide your body forward into plank pose. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And one more time, inhale, roll forward into plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. And when you're ready, slowly start to make your way to the top of the mat, coming into a standing forward fold at the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Feet can be about hip width apart here. Let the knees soften or bend as much as you need to, and you can grab opposite elbows or let the hands rest on the floor or your shins or maybe a couple of blocks. Let the crown of the head hang heavy and relax through the neck and the jaw. And then bring your attention to your feet. Gently shift your weight back into your heels and notice how that feels through your legs. And then slowly shift your weight forward onto the balls of your feet and notice how that feels. Maybe moving back and forth a few times between the two. Just exploring until you find a midpoint where the weight is evenly balanced between the heels and the front of the feet. You might even imagine roots growing down from your feet into the earth beneath you. Now tuck the chin to the chest, and on an inhale begin to roll slowly up to stand, vertebrae by vertebrae, letting the head be the last thing to rise. And when you arrive, if it's available, bring your feet together or keep them hip width, whatever feels steadiest. Standing at the top of your mat, Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel yourself rooting through the four corners of each foot. And play with lifting your toes here, feeling the arches lift, maybe spreading the toes wide and then placing them back down with such intentional awareness. Feeling the energy draw up through your feet into your legs, gently engage through the thighs, and let the tailbone lengthen down toward the heels. Arms rest by your sides, palms facing forward. Let the crown of the head reach up. And we'll take a few breaths here, simply standing and tall, grounded like a mountain. Again, picturing roots growing from the bottom of your feet down into the soil of the earth. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, coming back into that Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands and step it back for plank pose, lowering down to the floor for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up high. Exhale, step it forward into a lunge, right knee over right ankle, grounding through the right foot. Inhale, straighten through the right leg as much as is comfortable, coming into a pyramid shape. And exhale back into your lunge, grounding through the right foot. Inhale, straighten through the right leg, melting the chest over the right thigh. Exhale, lunge. And one more time, we'll inhale to straighten that right leg, melting the thigh, chest over the thigh. And coming back into our low lunge. And coming back into downward facing dog. And we'll repeat on the left side. On an inhale, lift the left leg up high. Step it forward into your lunge, left knee over left ankle, rooting through that left foot. And as you inhale, Begin to straighten through the left leg, coming into that pyramid shape, draping the chest over the left thigh. And then exhale back into your lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg, melt over the left thigh. Exhale, lunge. And one more time, inhale, straighten that left leg. And exhale, back into your lunge. And step it back, plank pose, and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, make your way to the top of the mat, coming into a standing forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And as you exhale, take a deep bend in the knees, sink back in the hips for chair pose, reaching the arms up. Press through all four corners of the feet, knees track in line with your toes, maybe gently squeezing toward each other. Feel the thighs and the glutes engage, let your tailbone lengthen down to the floor. This is your energetic connection from the pelvis back to the earth. Lift through the low belly, stack the rib cage over the pelvis, and reach your arms up by your ears. And imagine drawing energy up from the soles of the feet through your legs into your hips and lower belly. Stand strong here. Chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, lower, plant the palms, step it back, plank pose. Chaturanga, coming into an upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up high. Exhale, step it forward, spin the back foot flat, coming into warrior two. Pressing into the right heel and big toe mound, and strongly into the outer edge of the left foot. A deep bend in the right knee so that it's tracking over the ankle and toward the middle toe as you stretch your arms out at shoulder height, reaching equally through both sets of fingertips, gazing over your right hand. Strong through the legs, feet rooted into the earth. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then inhale, straighten for pyramid pose. Reach the right arm forward as you tip the torso over your right leg and bring your right hand to your shin, foot, a block, or the floor as you reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. Feel the soles of the feet anchoring you, imagining your legs as two strong pillars here, gently lifting the kneecaps and engaging the thighs, letting the tailbone lengthen toward the back heel so the pelvis feels stable. Gazing up toward the left hand, or maybe in front of you or down at your right foot. And imagine drawing up steady, grounding energy from your feet all the way through the legs and pelvis. And breathe. Come back into warrior two, bending that right knee for extended side angle. Bring the right forearm to rest on the right thigh, or feel free to bring your hand to a block on the inside or outside of the right foot as you once again reach your left arm up overhead over your ear, creating a diagonal line from the outer edge of the left foot all the way to the left fingertips. Press firmly into the back heel, feel the front foot rooted, and drawing the tailbone gently toward the back heel, keeping that pelvis steady. Letting the gaze be up at the left arm, straight ahead, or up toward the ceiling, wherever your neck feels most comfortable. Now cartwheel both hands to the ground. Turn the back foot in slightly so that both feet point roughly forward and begin to straighten through your right leg again, coming into pyramid pose. Feel free to shorten the stance here by stepping the back foot in until you feel stable. Pressing through the right heel and the ball of the right foot. On each inhale, lengthen your spine forward. And on each exhale, imagine melting your chest over your right thigh, letting your head and neck relax. Bring the hands to the floor beside you or blocks. Rooted through both feet here, pressing into the right heel and the ball of the right foot especially. Feeling that energy coming up through your legs into your pelvis. Inhale, bend through the right leg, look forward, exhale, step it back, plank pose. And we'll move through a vinyasa, coming into chaturanga, upward dog, or cobra, and back into downward facing dog for one round of breath. And inhale, lift the left leg up high. Exhale, step it forward, warrior two, spinning that back foot flat. Front knee bent, left knee directly over left ankle, arms reaching out wide, energy shooting through the fingertips. Gazing over the left hand. Strong through the legs, feeling energy come in, root through the roots, through your feet, up through your legs, into your pelvis. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten for pyramid. Reach forward with the left hand. Send the right fingertips up. And again, feeling energy come in through your roots, up the feet, up the legs, and into the pelvis, into the base of the spine. Your root chakra. Gazing up toward the right fingertips, or maybe forward, or down to the left foot if that feels better. And breathing all the while. Extended side angle, bend the left knee, bring the left forearm to the thigh or hand to the floor or a block. Right arm up and overhead, creating one long line of energy from the outer edge of the right foot to the right fingertips. And again, gazing up toward the right hand or forward, whatever feels best for your neck. Feeling yourself rooted through your feet. Feeling that energy come into the ankles, into the calves, the knee, the quads, all the way up into the pelvis. Cartwheel the hands down, pyramid pose. Straighten that left leg and maybe walk the back foot in a few inches, and then begin to melt over your straight left thigh. Again, both feet firmly rooted in the ground. With each inhale, lengthening the spine just a bit, and with each exhale, allowing yourself to melt a little bit deeper. Letting the head and neck hang heavy. feeling that energy come in through your roots. And then inhale, bend the knee, step it back. We'll move through our last vinyasa, chaturanga, or upward facing dog, or cobra, and back into downward facing dog. And whenever you're ready, lower the knees. We're going to come back into a cross-legged seat, placing the hands on the floor beside you, or maybe on a couple of blocks. We're going to repeat those seated lifts. So wherever you place your hands, fingers are spread wide, pressing into the palms. And on an inhale, you're going to see if you can lift your seat and maybe even your feet up off the earth, even just a tiny hover. Exhale, lower gently back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Spinal twist to the left. Bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee and your left hand to the floor behind you as you gently rotate toward the left from the belly, then the ribs, then the chest, letting your gaze move over your left shoulder. Sitting up tall through the spine, rooting down through the sits bones. And we'll switch sides. Bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee, the right hand to the floor behind us. Gently twisting, gazing over that right shoulder. Tall through the spine, rooted through our sits bones. Now bring the soles of the feet together for cobbler's pose. Inhale, sitting up tall through the spine. And again, feeling your base rooted into the ground. And on an exhale, hinge forward at the hips and begin to walk the fingertips forward, feeling a deep stretch in your inner thighs. And feel free to let the head hang heavy here. And maybe even find a gentle swaying motion. Feeling a release in the hips and anywhere else. Walk the fingertips over to the left. And again, maybe let the head hang heavy here, holding for a few breaths. And then walking the fingertips over to the right. Again, letting the head hang heavy and surrendering in the stretch. Into a seated forward fold Paschimottanasana. Extend both legs out in front of you with a slight or deep bend in the knees. Flex the feet toward your face, reach the arms up overhead, and hinge forward from the hips as you slide your hands down to your shins, ankles, or feet, whatever feels comfortable. Notice the backs of your legs making contact with the mat and ground down through your sits bones. Keep your spine long here. Imagine your heart reaching toward your toes rather than collapsing. And if the hamstrings feel tight, you can keep that bend in the knees as deep as you need to, as long as you keep this sense of length in the spine. And as you breathe, just feel how the ground under your legs and feet is unwavering. And let that remind you that there's always a place of stability that you can return to inside yourself. Breathe and let go. And now make your way to your back for Shavasana, maybe pausing to hug the knees into the chest, before sending the legs out long, arms by the side, palms facing up. This is Shavasana, your final resting place. Allow the weight of your entire body to sink into the floor. From the soles of the feet, your ankles, your shins and calves, your knees, your quads, your hips, your pelvis, your belly, your chest, your arms, your head, everything, every inch of your body is fully supported. Feel the gentle pressure of the earth beneath you, holding you up without any effort from you whatsoever. Focusing on the breath. And maybe silently repeating to yourself, I am grounded. I am safe. And I am supported. Let your breath be natural and easy here. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just rest and let the benefits of your root chakra practice settle in. And this is where I will leave you today, but I encourage you to stay here as long as you like. Connecting with your body, connecting with the earth, and feeling the support that is always here for you. Be well, friend. Namaste.